Hello everyone, myself Shah Nawaz, biology lecturer St. Joseph PU Science College, Vijaypur. I welcome you all to my biology class. Students, today we are going to discuss about the basis of classification, in that the fourth part, that is coelom. As in the previous videos we have discussed about the some other basis of classifications. So let's start with the coelom. Here coelom is nothing but body cavity. What does it mean actually? How can we define it? Here you can say it is the cavity lined by mesoderm, students. Basically here you can observe the things. Okay, here the blue color, what the cells you are going to see, it is called as ectoderm, and here inside, just a minute, so this black color inside, what you are going to see, is going to be called as what here, endoderm. Okay, and this is called as what here, ectoderm. Okay, so these two walls are lined by this red color. I think you can observe here, this, and your inside here this. So this is called as what, mesoderm. Okay, means what here, endoderm and ectoderm are lined by mesoderm. Wherever this endoderm and ectoderm are lined by mesoderm, then it is called as what, students, that in between cavity what you are going to see, that is nothing but coelom. So usually in animals we are going to see this coelom, this cavity is mainly present in between the body wall and gut wall. Even you can observe in this also. Here this is what you call, say, this is a esophagus. Okay, what you can say, this is, so this you can observe here, this is what you call tube, esophagus, that is nothing but, means it is a part of gut. Gut is nothing but alimentary canal, digestive system, and here this is a body wall. In between these two, whatever the space you are going to see, that space is called as what, students, that is cavity we call, consider. Okay, so you can define the coelom in such a way that the space between the body wall and gut wall lined by mesoderm is called as what, coelom. Okay, so basically coelom separates the muscles of gut and the body wall. Muscles of gut in the sense what, usually the gut is made up of muscles, muscular tissue, what you can say. You have studied already this in the 9th standard tissue topic. Even you will study in future in first year also. Though this muscles and the body wall is being separated by this cavity is nothing but, that is coelom. Based on the nature of coelom, whether the coelom is present or not, there are mainly three types of coelom are there, that is acoelomate animals, pseudocoelomate animals, and coelomate animals. So students, based on the presence and absence of this coelom, all these three types of animals. So now here you can observe the types of coeloms. Acoelomate, where there is no coelom is going to be present. Students, as in the previous part we have discussed that here the space between body wall and digestive cavity is filled with matrix, or it is considered as what, parenchyma cells. Okay, means here body wall is totally absent, means, sorry, here the body cavity is absent, means there is no cavity is going to be found. Even though if there is a cavity, in that cavity there is a parenchyma cells are being filled in the form of matrix. So that's reason here no coelom is found. That's what such animals are considered under acoelomate animals. So examples for acoelomate animals are Porifera to the Platyhelminthes, means Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora and Platyhelminthes. The first four phylums what we are going to discuss, those all the come under in acoelomate animals. No coelom is present. Next comes what here, pseudocoelomate. Pseudocoelomate animals are what here, here the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Student, basically what, from all the surrounding, this mesoderm is not going to be lined, it is present in the scattered pouches. Here you can observe these, what you call, say, this is round structures, what you can observe here, just a minute. So these are the pouches what you are going to see, students. These are the mesoderm pouches. Okay, so mesoderm is present in the form of pouches as it is not been lined properly to the body wall and gut wall. That's reason it is going to be considered as a false coelom. You know, pseudo means false or no, means not confirmed. Okay, not defined, we can say. As you can see, pseudopodia, false feet in the amoeba, as like this. Okay, that is what. So example for the pseudocoelomate animals is here Aschelanthes. The only one phylum which is going to show the false coelom, that is Aschelanthes. Next comes the animals which are considered as what here? Coelomate. Coelomate are the animals which consist true coelom. True coelom means where the body wall and gut wall is completely lined by mesoderm, as the both ectoderm and endoderm from both sides they are being lined by mesoderm, and in between there is a space. Okay, here coelom arises from mesoderm. Coelom is lined by peritoneal layer and filled with coelomic fluid. Peritoneal layer means what, students? Here basically what? That mesoderm, which is going to be considered as what? Peritoneal layer. Okay, that's reason here the complete coelom, what cavity is the white color structure what you are seeing, that white color is what? Coelom actually. From both the side it is being peritoneal layer is present, that is mesoderm is present. Okay, and that cavity is not at all going to be empty always, it will be filled with some fluid. So that's reason it is called as what? Coelomic fluid. Means the fluid which is present inside the coelom is considered as what? Coelomic fluid only. So that is what it is called, coelomic fluid. It means what? Coelom is going to be filled with what? Coelomic fluid. So such animals are considered as coelomate animals. Okay. So the example from Annelida to the Chordata animals means all the animals from Annelida to the Chordata are under going to be coelomate animals. So they are going to be considered having the two coelom, students. So this is what about the three different types of coelom, or we can say the body cavity having animals. Okay, next. So even you can see in the picture as the first example they have given about the planaria. Okay. Students, you can here observe the things as with the example they have given here, a coelomate example, Platyhelminthes, the diagram what you are going to see, where no body cavity is there. The blue color is considered as what? Ectoderm, and the what do you call consider red color is going to be parenchyma cells, and the yellow color what you are going to see, it is going to be considered as what? Students, you can observe here pseudocoelomate animals is the best example, Aschelanthes, where you can see these are also considered as what here? The roundworms. You can observe here in the blue color lining as the body is covering from ectoderm. Okay, so here pseudocoelom means false cavity is going to be present, white structure is there, and even here the muscular layer of the what do you call gut wall, or you can say the body wall, the mesoderm, which is going to be lined only one side, and here inside digestive tract, that is endoderm is there, no, where there is no what do you call mesoderm is going to be lined. Okay, so that's reason here you can say mesoderm is present in a pouch form, so where basically it is going to be considered as what? False coelom. Okay, now in coelomate animals, the best example of Annelida they have given earthworm, where you can see all the side way you can observe mesoderm is lined to the body wall and gut wall, where basically the examples from Annelida to the Chordata, all the animals are come under in this group, that is coelomate animals. Okay, so in this way what you can say the coelomic animals are going to be present. So this is what all about the coelom. Now, what important of this coelom actually? What exactly the function of this body cavity? Okay, it accommodates the visceral organs. accommodates what means what it basically fixes the position of the body organs. Okay, even coelomic fluid reduces the friction between visceral organs, means basically what the organs which are being connected or attached together, like what, if you consider that the stomach and pancreatic gland is there, okay, small intestine and large intestine is there, so where basically they are being closer to each other, but there is a separation between them. That separation is also only called as what here? Coelom. Actually coelom it is being called. Okay, so they are going to basically avoid the friction between the body organs. Okay, it acts as a shock absorber. Basically it avoids the any kind of hurt to the internal body organs, means the coelomic fluid is basically going to protect all the internal organs from the external any of the hurt or damage. Okay, so this is what all about the coelom, students. Now about metamerism. Metamerism is nothing but, students, you can observe the linings on the body surface of these earthworm. This is an example, earthworm of Annelida group. Means from Annelida onwards, the animals is somewhat they show what we call metameric segmentations are going to be seen. So the body has segments on the body surface, as it is considered what? See, it is the phenomenon in which the body or organs is externally and internally divided into repeated segments all over. The one meaning what you can get here, the body linings on the surface what you are going to see, they all are equally lined, students. Equally lined means what? If you cut this body from externally or internally, you are going to get all the equal parts only. So such type of segmentation is usually called as what? Metameric segmentation we call, students. Okay, so these segments are the pieces or the parts what you can say, they are considered as what? Metamers. So the best example for the metamerism is nothing but Annelida, that is earthworm, and one more group of animals that is called as what? Arthropoda. So these animals are basically going to show what? Metameric segmentation. Okay, now notochord. What does it mean, notochord? Students, see, notochord is nothing but it is a solid supporting structure actually. Okay, so this, it is a mesodermally derived supporting rod formed on the dorsal side of during embryonic development in some animals. Students, basically what you can say, this notochord is mesodermally derived. Students, as we were discussing about the three germ layers, mesoderm, ectoderm, endoderm, from all these three germ layers only there are number of body organs are going to form. In that, mesoderm is actually going to form what here? Notochord. Notochord is a solid supporting structure. In future, in vertebrate animals, it is going to form what here? Vertebral column. So notochord is going to change into what? Vertebral column. So moreover, in one word, if you want to define this notochord, it is a solid supporting structure present on the dorsal side of animals. Okay, so animals with notochord are considered as chordates, and those without notochord are called as what? Non-chordates. So basically the presence and absence of these notochord, the animals are being derived into two main groups: chordates, which are also called as what? Vertebrates; non-chordates, which are also considered as what? Invertebrates. So moreover, the animals which have this notochord are considered as a chordates, and the animals which do not possess this notochord are considered as what? Non-chordates. Okay, so now you can observe overall animals, means kingdom Animalia at a glance, means what? All over the things what? The important basis of classification we have seen, all in which animals it is present and absent, you can observe in one picture. Porifera, they are cellular level of organization, shows asymmetry. Some of the animals shows what? Radial symmetry, and they are basically acoelomate animals. Cnidaria, that is nothing but Coelenterata, it is going to show tissue level of organization, where they are diploblastic. Two germ layers are there, that is ectoderm and endoderm, and symmetry, they are basically going to show what? Radial symmetry. Coelom, where it is also acoelomate, as we have discussed. The first four so here Ctenophora and Cnidaria are kept in a same column, as they both show similar characteristics. That's reason. Okay, Platyhelminthes are also going to show what here? organ and organ system level of organization. They are triploblastic, 3 germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. They are basically going to show bilateral symmetry. From this onwards, the animals are basically bilateral. Body can be cut into 2 equal halves by only one plane. And moreover, Platyhelminthes is also one of the acoelomate animals, do not show any body cavity. Okay. Aschelminthes, organ system, triploblastic animals is bilateral symmetry, and pseudocoelomate, false coelomate is going to be seen only in the Aschelminthes animals, is not in the other group of animals. So from Annelida to the Chordata, all are going to show somewhat similar characters, like they are going to be level of organization will be organ system, where they are all triploblastic animals, and even symmetry is a bilateral symmetry they are going to show, and all the animals are coelomate which shows the body cavity. Students, I hope you all understood the concept, since from 3 to 4 videos I have made on the introductory part of the animal kingdom. Apart from this, I have explained about the all basis of classifications. So from next video we will discuss about the important phylums, as the totally 11 phylums which we have seen. From each phylum important characters we will discuss. Okay, I hope you all understood. Please, if you like my videos, hit the like button.